Now on Denver 7 News at 4. Fewer boot prints are being left on Colorado's 14ers. The reason some hikers may be avoiding the state's highest peaks.
School districts are reevaluating their security for the fall after the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. What security experts say schools should be focusing on. And electric costs are way up this summer. You may not need me to tell you that. And it's squeezing families trying to afford the bills to cool their home. And we'll take a look at some of the help that could become available.
And Colorado State Treasurer may be cutting a check to you this week. Why you may want to check your mailbox. We start today with some breaking news. Westbound I-70 has been closed at Ward Road for a couple of hours now. Here's a live look at that area right now from Air Tracker 7. You can see all lanes are blocked by that huge cement mixer that you see right there overturned, and that's closer to 32nd Avenue. It hasn't moved all afternoon. Well, from the CDOT camera back at Ward Road, you can see the backup behind that accident. CDOT hopes to get the truck removed and traffic flowing as quickly as possible. Hopefully that doesn't impact the evening commute. Well, also going on right now, food trucks are beginning to assemble for a protest outside Denver City and County building. The people operating those trucks are upset by the city's decision last week to ban them from using their usual spots in the Lodo neighborhood. The city says that the decision to remove the trucks was made during conversations about public safety in the wake of a shooting in that neighborhood. It's been about 2 weeks since 6 people were injured when Denver police officers fired at a man with a gun near a crowd of people at 20th and Larimer. We have a crew at the City and County building, and we'll have more on that protest later this evening on Denver 7 News. Well, there could be a check from the state in your mailbox in just a few days. Today, the state began printing out Tabor refund checks to send to taxpayers. It's called the Colorado Cashback Program, and it's a result of a law passed by the legislature this year, speeding up those refunds. Normally, taxpayers would see those constitutionally mandated refunds starting in February or March. This year, not only are they coming out sooner, but lawmakers also made it so that everyone gets the same amount.
There's going to be about 250,000 checks printed and mailed out a day. And so that's a lot of checks, but when you think about the number of checks that are going to go out, it's going to take us several weeks in order to get all those checks out.
Tabor refunds will also be given back in 2 other ways this year: a property tax exemption for seniors and veterans, and a temporary income tax reduction. So start checking your mailbox over the next several weeks to see that check. But the state is asking people to be patient as they print. Well, some sad news to share with you this afternoon. Denver police believe a body found in a lake in the Berkeley neighborhood this morning is that of a missing 11-year-old girl with autism. That girl was reported missing around 5:30 this morning, and the body was found about 2 hours after that. Police say it does not appear that any foul play was involved.
Well, important story is you might be getting ready to get dinner together in a little bit. Salmonella outbreaks have become somewhat common, and the federal government is now cracking down on that. The USDA is proposing new rules that would force food processing plants to reduce the amount of salmonella bacteria that is found in their products or risk getting shut down. Regulators are especially looking at breaded chicken products. They can be mistaken for being cooked, but are just heat treated to let the batter set. The CDC reports more than 1 million Americans get sick with salmonella each year. Now, there are several conditions that can lead to heart disease. We often talk about them, but more Americans are expected to be diagnosed with 4 of the major ones between 2025 all the way to 2060. This is according to new research that's out today. The American College of Cardiology did a survey, and they compared it with census data. They are predicting a nearly 40% increase in diabetes, 28% more Americans to have a cholesterol imbalance, 25% more to have high blood pressure, and an 18% increase in obesity. Cardiologists say all of these things are interlinked, and it should be a wake-up call that what we have been doing to address these risk factors just are not working, and they suggest starting small.
Start with a minute. Walk around your couch if that's all you can do. That's okay. And then add a minute every day. You know, in 2 months, you'll be at an hour. Again, it's slow. You don't have to overwhelm yourself. Little changes matter. They add up to big, big things.
Dr. Clotis is also a part of a movement to get healthy food covered by insurance as a prescription For heart disease risk factors, she says diet is a huge part of all of this, and there is something to the old saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
But if you do it every single day for a year, you will have consumed the equivalent of 3 bushels of apples. Like, that gets really interesting. That's a lot of fiber, micronutrients, antioxidants.
So the good news that she says is all the conditions listed by the ACC are reversible, and there is still time before the U.S. meets the expectations. More people could soon get coverage for follow-up diagnostic tests for colon cancer. A proposed rule just published for public comment would remove those out-of-pocket costs for a follow-up colonoscopy for Medicare patients. Recent federal guidance says if you have commercial insurance, you cannot be charged for a follow-up colonoscopy, but that change did not cover Medicare. Inflation is making it harder for people to afford to cool their homes. We're taking a look into why federal help really isn't available for this and the push to change that.
Also ahead at 4, we're celebrating Colorado's birthday. We'll show you some of the fun and festivities coming up. And fewer people summited Colorado's famous 14ers last year. The reasons that many have kept many hikers away, as well as climbers, when Denver 7 News at 4 returns.